Tried it out. Found out. Rosa is kinda heavy. Reevaluated. It's the same. 450 trillion, but incredibly tanky. Standing still. Taking 50 layers of Divinity, without losing health. You can see the damage, steady at 0.5. Plus, it has injury buffer. Hitting the max at 0.5, it's all calculated. Look at the damage. After checking the damage, I'll show you standing still tanking, 50 layers of Divinity. Switch to Flash. Not moving at all. The whole fight, no need to move. While channeling, slight muscle movement makes it move a bit. Very tanky. Rosa's resilience is really strong. Weapon blocking adds. Restores missing life when blocking. Plus max stat. 30 casts per second. Brings almost invincible restore. No matter how low your health. Instant full health. No need to worry about restore at all. Look at the laser. No need to charge, and it's really fast. Just stand still, no shaking. Look, my health is like a roller coaster, 7 layers of debuff, not scared at all. Check the shield. It barely drops, not even half. Everything's fine. You can't die on this map. Only Rosa can hit 450 trillion. And be this tanky. Usually, it's hard to balance damage and tankiness. But Rosa can do it. Extremely tanky. The downside of this build is Rosa's usual issue, not a build problem. It's Rosa's problem. Rosa's map farming feels average. Let's talk about these builds. Concept. It fixes on damage through Nuguard. Nuguard uses antinomy and Sage's Riddle. These two give 10% order effect. That's 27. Cuddling 67% order effect. Then using Space Rift. Amplifying all the slates. Adding lots of order fixes. Cast speed. Spell damage, providing huge damage increase, and excessive cast speed. With excessive cast speed, you can max out 30 casts per second. Channeled skill. The faster, the better. Blocking gets faster too, which makes the restore very fast. Affixes of health. Restores 4% missing life and energy shield when blocking. Also, each murderous intent gives restores missing life when blocking. With these two, Rosa gets excessive damage increase and restore. Hit high tankiness. The core is simple. Varial snicker provides block. Rosa's general uses the fervor system. Watches trial plus costs slaughter. Belt. I didn't choose. NMR, which adds resistance. Switch to formation breaker. For some damage, adding 45 extra damage. 2 rings for resistance. Armor for resistance too. Armor, mainly for shield and resistance. Rings, mainly for curses and critical damage. This one adds critical damage. Because I didn't take chaotic ending. With chaotic ending, critical strike would be enough. Without chaotic ending, critical strike rating isn't enough. So add some critical strike rating. Calculate your critical strike rating. Add some critical strike rating. Including from the slate, plus 2 critical strike rating for every point of order. Then you get 100% critical strike rating. So the whole setup. The basic idea is, after checking the gear, let's look at the talents. God of Machines. Shadow Dancer. Shadow Dancer with blunt. So we can maximize injury buffering. Head trigger, 75% increase damage. Very, very high. For slides, make sure you have both physical to lightning conversion. And gains favor rating when blocking. These 2 are must-haves. For others, get cast speed, sentry damage. Spell damage. Lightning damage. Physical damage. Anything goes. Now for the others. For soul candles, we'll discuss later. First core link with activation medium, command. Activation medium, command. Don't pick the 1.8 second one. Since I don't have fire, 1.8 seconds is too long. Pick around 1 second. Or less than a second. Go for high damage. Ring of Blades link with activation medium, channel, because it gives 30 casts per second, so level 2 is enough. For dummy testing, switch to Fixate. Fixate doubles the damage stably. For clearing maps, switch to Mobility. Thunderlight Bond for secondary damage. Use the Aegis of Fire to max out double block. These 4 auras. 3 defensive auras, 1 offensive aura. Soul Candles. Multifaceted guard, spell control. 1 projectiles. These are must-haves. The main changes from the previous setup are in memories. Relics remain the same. For memories, we fixate on block ratio and max murderous intent. Block ratio and spell block chance. Since attack block chance is maxed out, the spell block chance is 19% short, so we take this to max out double block, max out block ratio. This gives 30% block ratio and max murderous intent. The traits are allocated like this. Now it's really tanky. Spell block rate is in the traits, 20%, with the 19% from memories. In the skills, with armor infusion and uplifting allocated, it's almost maxed. My chest armor has a base affix, with 5% spell block, so it's fully maxed. Attack block, here's a point in the talent, where you can invest 30% attack block. You don't need to max it out, because it's already capped. That's about it. Did I miss anything? Don't think so. For this build, it's basically immortal in the Edna. But, to be honest, it's a bit slow, and the movement speed is a bit slow. If your movement speed is slow, you should allocate this to add movement speed further, and add some movement speed in the God of Machines. That adds a bit of movement speed. There's not much else to be done. To be honest, Rosa runs a bit slow. As you can see, even with full fervor, I'm not that fast. So that's probably it. That's all there is. That's Rosa's setup. This is the final version of this setup, while reaching 40 trillion damage. It can still tank. It's quite impressive. Only this kind of build, with such high damage from traits, can achieve this.